In 1997, a psychologist conducted an experiment that could lead any two people to fall in love using just 36 questions. We took those 36 questions and asked them to 3 complete strangers, just to see what happens.
So refreshing.
All right. When did you last sing to yourself? I sing all the time, so I sing to my girlfriend.
Well, I left my homie in Georgia, headed for the Frisco Bay.
You know,
Amen.
and she just go nuts.
Very romantic.
I wish I had that talent to sing to my girlfriend. She'd probably hang up the phone.
No, they love it. Whatever you do, they love it.
That's great.
Nice, nice.
That's good, sir. Appreciate it.
What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? I would say the greatest accomplishment of my life is being able to reach my dream of being a pro wrestler. Around 8 years old, I discovered professional wrestling, and I was glued to the television. My father was abusive. I didn't have a father figure, so the people that I watched on TV were like my heroes. And right then I knew that one day I wanted to be a professional wrestler. That was my dream. I developed a fan base of a lot of children that don't have like a father figure. Being able to do that for kids, it's really important to me.
I have 2 daughters. I would say without them, there would be no change in me. I was just wild and crazy when I was young. And so I was a bad kid, honestly. Afraid of nothing, taunt to security. I'm like 8 and 9, just like, what is wrong with you? And so that's a lack of love. And so not having a father and a mom to really love you. But yeah, just my daughters, when they came, it just softened me. I was combing their hair and picking out clothes, wearing dresses, and for them to make them smile. And that was the greatest accomplishment out of all the things that I've done.
I respect you for that, man. Yes.
I would say for myself, the greatest accomplishment would definitely be as a trainer, like being able to actually change someone's life in a positive way. Growing up, I was like a very skinny kid, and I was bullied a lot, and so I was an angry person. And so I just started training in my room, and it became something that I realized was much more positive than breaking things.
It's amazing, man.
Thank you.
It's amazing. You guys are very genuine. I really do admire you for that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What is your most terrible memory? I can go first. I was playing tennis. I hit a ball and it hit one of the bullies. I remember him jumping behind me and strangling me. There were people around me, and instead of like standing up for me, everyone was just laughing, ridiculing me while I was like being strangled and choked on the ground. It was just a time where I really was just going through a lot of mental battles. That was a time where I would contemplate oftentimes like suicidal thoughts at times. And so I would say that is like probably one of the more terrible memories of my life.
One of my most terrible memories is when I was 16, I was shoplifting because all the kids at school were wearing like all the fancy clothes like Nautica and Tommy Hilfiger, and I wanted to be cool, but we didn't have money. So I would steal clothes, and I got caught. I was only 16 years old. I didn't know what to expect, and I was like crying and everything. The security guard called my grandparents, and they were really disappointed in me. And then they put me in juvenile hall for a month. That was the scariest experience of my life. I realized that I needed to change my life. So I stopped stealing, never stole again. So I think we have our terrible memories for a reason, to teach us, and it allows us to grow stronger. They're just hurdles that we have to jump over.
Mine is being sick for like 12 years. And I was just depressed, seeing everyone smile and happy, and here I am taking 4 or 5 naps a day, trying to survive, losing jobs, and you never say, why me? When you say, why me, what you're actually saying is that, why not her or him? Give that to her or him, and that's not fair. So why not you? What roles do love and affection play in your life? Love, that word could change someone's life. I just learned to say I love you, and that was recently. I told my nephew that I love him, and he cried because his father never told him that he loved him. They did some studies where they spoke to snowflakes, and the one that they cursed at, the snowflake, was just terrible looking, and the one that they spoke love to is just so beautiful and perfect, and it never changed. So that's what happens when you speak life into people, and when you help them, it raises your vibrations and your energy.
I love that. That's awesome.
I totally agree with that. Life is all about love. It's okay for a man to have affection and show affection. It doesn't make him weak at all. It's not unmanly for a man to cry. I've always been an emotional person, so like if a wrestler has to retire, someone that I really looked up to, watching the TV, watching them make their speech, and like I've shed tears, you know, to that. Like, so it's things like that, you know, we were given those tears for a reason.
How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Well, obviously, like I said, I didn't have one, but people say I talk like her. She was a humanitarian. They said she spoke wise, and she was involved with the community. That's all she cared about. So I just try to honor her in that way. So.
My story with my mother is very touching. It's sad. I'm proud of her in some ways, but I'm also disappointed in other ways. You know, she was a single mom, and she was using drugs as we were growing up. She wasn't there very much, but I know she loved us, but it just, she had outside influences from the men that she was bringing in. We were evicted out of our house when I was 19 years old. I ended up taking care of my 12-year-old brother, and then my mom ended up homeless. My mom was homeless for 10 years. And unfortunately, it's hard to help people that really don't want the help. You know, she went to a rehab facility, and she got off drugs for a little bit, but then she relapsed and got back on, and it was very, very frustrating. And there was a period of time where I didn't communicate with her. And right now, she's trying to get her life back in order. I love my mom. I'm just praying, and I'm hoping that she can stay clean. And I just want her to know that I do love her.
That's good.
Just because my own family dynamic is something I don't generally share with the public. I know she loves me, and you know I love her too, but it's very challenging to communicate, and that is what I will say for that. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share life. I would say I'm single right now, so this is something that I don't know if I'm like really searching for it right now yet, but I think definitely in the future I would like to be able to share life with someone.
You'll get it. I believe that sometimes it comes to you when you least expect it.
And that's what I learned. The universe will handle that. Like when mine came last year, it wasn't exciting, it wasn't nervous. It was just, she just came along and she was who she was. So yeah, you can't look for it. It's gonna, the universe will do the work. It's like a mailman. When you put a letter in the mailbox, right? You don't go to that mailbox every day or and say, hey, did you mail my letter off? It's the postman's job now. So do it and leave it alone. If it's for you, it's gonna happen. And that's how relationships are too. Yeah. So.
Everyone else can answer. What would constitute a perfect woman for you?
Well, I would say someone who I can grow with substantially in many aspects of life.
I think the perfect woman that most people would agree with would be someone that's supportive, is motivating, you can grow with and that you can learn from. Someone with a great personality and a determination and a drive, and a woman that is also independent as well. and that will support you in what you want to do, and that will always listen to you, and that somebody that you can confide in, yeah, I believe that would make up a perfect woman.
There is no perfect woman, no perfect man. Whatever comes to you and it agrees with your spirit, that's your twin flame, that's perfect. Because everybody's not going to understand you. You guys can be the panda helmets when you're riding motorcycles. That's perfection. That's perfect, because you guys are vibing.
Yeah.
Man, that's the great thing about you, is you can really put things into perspective.
Appreciate it, man. You
Definitely.
too, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Tell the other two what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. What I admire about you is how honest you are. You offer amazing perspectives on everything. You seem very spiritual and comfortable with who you are as a person and who you've grown into. And then for you, your life story is amazing. What you've been through and how you overcame the bullying and everything. I really admire that about you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll say that about you too, man. Because hurt people usually hurt people, and you didn't take that route. So that's commendable. Your whole aura, your vibe is peaceful. You can't get peace without chaos. So all of the chaos in your life has given you peace.
Thank you.
That's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Man.
I would say one thing I really admire about you right now is you're very insightful. Like what you said earlier about why me.
Right.
So that was kind of like, wow.
Thank you.
Damon, yeah, I really admire your vulnerability. You being able to share those challenging circumstances in life, and it's an honor to be here with both of you.
You know, both you guys are kings, man, you know, for what you've been through. And like I said, you can lead a war, you can lead an army. Maybe you don't think so, but all the things that you've been prepared for your whole life, prepared you for. You can't become a Shaolin master unless you go through the training. It's the T too, so.
I think they spiked it, actually.
Oh, did they?
I'm just joking.
That's pretty much it, guys.
That's it.
Awesome.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so, by the end of the afternoon, David, Curtis, and Damon, three men who had never met before, had drank about 3 liters of tea together and became pretty friendly. In the next episode, an unlikely trio of young folk shed some tears over tea. Also, check out some of our other work. You might enjoy it. Until next time.